Hello, parents of Nichols Elementary School. We are so proud that school is starting and we're glad to have your kids back. And we want to start off strong this year. So, our motto for our school this year is start strong and finish stronger. So, we're going to start out with a parent engagement night about reading. So if you look, I'm going to share with you a presentation, and it's about Project Strong and the 7 strengths of a super reader. And we want your child or your children to be super readers as well. So we want you to go ahead and get a head start at home and get them ready and get them reading so that they can be super readers this year. So I've got a PowerPoint, and I'm going to show you about Project Strong and the 7 strengths. So let me go here, and we're going to view this and present. And all the boys and girls, we hope they get excited about being a superstar and being a super reader. So there are 7 strengths of a super reader. We get this from a book called Every Child is a Super Reader, or a Super Reader. And we want to celebrate reading with your kids. And 20 minutes a day of independent reading is all it takes to expand their vocabulary and turn reading into a lifelong habit. So ask your students or ask your child, what's your goal? You know, who is someone you can read with? Create incentives for them. If they read so many minutes a day, they get a reward, or we keep adding minutes and we try to meet that goal. So set those goals with your kids at home. Children often believe that they struggle as readers and that it indicates a lack of ability, but that is not true. Every person is a great reader on their level, okay? But we all struggle when it's harder than our level. So we're going to work on that. Kids need to know that they can succeed. Practice matters, and what you bring to the reading of a book is your ideals and your processes, and these are strengths, okay? And we want them to know their strengths, and some of their strengths can go from curiosity to courage, to kindness, and we're shifting that perspective, changing the learning landscape for children. We want to teach them that when they're confronted with a challenge, that they have those skills to overcome those difficulties. Okay, so to get started, our first one is belonging. And belonging is where you create a sense of belonging as readers at home or in your room here for teachers. And the teachers have gone through this training as well. So they know the 7 strengths. We're going to be using these 7 strengths of a super reader throughout the whole year. And we're going to use each strength once a month as a tribe time activity to develop that social emotional child, give them a chance to discuss, and also to be able to do some STEAM activities with that each strength. So getting back to belonging, we want them to have a place to belong. Kids need a place to belong at home with their family, with their friends. Where do they live? Who do they live with? But they also need a place to belong as a reader. So we want to make a cozy nook for them, give them a space. This is your reading space. Now they can read books, hardback, but they could also, have those digital books as well. The second is curiosity. So one thing that we can do to help build curiosity is make a list of things that we're curious about. If you're curious about rabbits, well, let's add that to our list, and we read books about rabbits. If we're curious about space, put that on the list. Let's read books about space. So make a list with your family about what they're curious about so that we can engage those readers. We have friendships, and as adults, we have friends. As kids, we have friends, and kids need friends for that social emotional side, but they also need to look at friendships in books and talk about that. And that's something I haven't thought about before. But when we read books, there are characters in our books. And how are they friends? And how are they good friends? And what makes a good friend? And they need to be able to share their reading with other people. Even small kids at the age of 2, when they're just talking about books and they're learning the phrases and memorizing them, it's still a good opportunity to go ahead and share with Papa that comes over, And as the kids get older, even in the upper grades, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, they need to share what they're reading, discuss it, talk with people, and have friendships about that. We also have kindness. And we're always talking about being kind and helping others, but we can also look at books and text and see how characters are kind to one another. And then looking at what a character does that's kind and say, okay, is this something I can do in the real world? Confidence. Kids need to have confidence. How do you view yourself as a reader? Do you think you're a good reader? In life, you need to have confidence. So we need to build those confidences with our kids and celebrate their accomplishments. Have time, talk about it over dinner, celebrate those small steps, and reward those kids for building confidence in themselves. Courage. Read a book about a courageous person. We want to be courageous. We want to step out and do something new. That's how we learn. Oh, there goes my lights. Give me a minute. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm back. And have conversations about the characters and say, okay, how is that person courageous and what does that mean? And you can be courageous with small things and big things in the world. And we have an activity at the end that is going to allow your child to show confidence and courage. And the last one of the 7 strengths of a super reader is hope. And we have to initiate that conversation. What are you reading about life that makes you feel more hopeful? Now, all of us or we need to have hopes and dreams. Kids need to have a dream. What do they aspire to be when they grow up? What is their career path? Why do they do the things now that's going to help them in the future? So in reading, we need to look at reading and say, what in reading makes me more hopeful? Is it someplace I want to go, someplace I want to travel to? And you can create a hope map together that shares their hopes for the world, how reading inspires them, how to dream. And then this one says over here to the side, I love using biographies to inspire my students to enjoy nonfiction. More importantly, to give them examples of people who have overcome adversities. And we can do this at home as well, to share biographies of people with our kids. This is an example of a hope map. So you got hope in the middle, vision, action. There's my word courage, fear, and despair. You can add in vision, your beliefs, a better world, faith, perseverance, how we overcome obstacles, confidence, there's another word. So you can do a hope map at home. This is the fun part. So I want to engage my families. It says, along with teaching families about being a super reader, we want to get to know our families and students better. So this is a chance for you to make a video, to take pictures, create a slideshow of how your family or your child is demonstrating one of the 7 strengths in the real world. We want our kids to become better readers, but we also want them to develop strengths in real life. We're going to start this year off strong and finish stronger. At the end of summer school, for those kids who attended summer school, we had a talent show, and we're going to be sharing some of the videos and pictures and slideshows on Facebook to get you started. And we're going to add those to YouTube. When you do a video at home or some pics or, you do a slideshow, email me and submit those pictures to me at angel.anderson@coffee.k12.ga.us. And you can also reply to Kenvo because my email is on that as well. So let me stop this and go back. I'm super excited about the new year. School year, we want to start strong and finish stronger. And Project Strong allows us to start off right off the bat with the 7 strengths of a super reader. And I've been a teacher for years, but I've never thought about all 7 of these strengths. So your teachers are learning about the 7 strengths of a super reader. We're going to be educating your kids on the 7 strengths of a super reader. And we want to let you know as parents what we're talking about, because 7 strengths of a super reader is going to be an ongoing process all year. And we want you to work with us and help us. Your partnership with us is so, so very important. when our parents are involved, our kids just perform better and they learn more and they do better in school and they become better people because we can't do it alone. I'm sorry. We need you. We need our parents involved. So join us in the 7 strengths and help your child when they're reading at home and discuss these things. Look at the PowerPoint again, go back and see the video and see how each strength, how you can embed that in your home and in your life. And we hope that this 7 strengths of a super reader helps you and helps your child. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for your support. We want to work with you. We want us to be a united team. And we want to start strong and finish stronger. Thank you. Have a great day.